What's up, guys? It's boy Ethan. Hope you're having a great day. I am on my way to MGM Springfield right now, and I have a very, very interesting session. This was like super last minute, unplanned, but apparently in the grapevine of the Springfield poker community, Kevin Hart might be playing poker later tonight. He's performing a show across the street apparently, and you know, who says no to an opportunity of potentially playing with him? So we're gonna go play some cash games. We might have a very special guest, like a couple 6-7 hours into the session. So I'm here to play for a little bit, see how the action's like, try to record it and bring you guys along, and let's win some money. Let's meet a very, very famous celebrity, and it would be a very cool person to play poker with. So that's about it. If you hit that like button, I'd really much appreciate that. And yeah, trying to get more cash game vlogs for you guys. I know that's what you guys really love while I am in the middle of playing tournaments. But yeah, let's go play some cash games. I started things off putting $25,000 on the table, ready to battle and hoping that the one and only Kevin Hart walks through those doors. But before I get any excitement of that, I pick up pocket aces. We're in the hijack, and it's a very nice hand to look at early on. There's an undergun player raising to $75. Player to my right makes the call. So much action already. I 3-bet to $400. And oh my God, this is what dreams are made of. The small blind player 4-bets to $1,000. Absolute dream spot. Actually, now I have to propose the question, would you rather play poker with Kevin Hart or see a cold 4-bet when you have pocket aces? Anyways, I decided to just make the call for the $600 more, 1K total. We're going to get the lay of the land right now here, and we see a flop which comes 10-5-6 rainbow. Can't really ask for a better flop with aces here. My opponent checks it over to me, which is a little bit strange, to be honest. I have no idea what's happening with a check in a 4-bet pot. I just sat down. I don't know who this opponent is. I don't know how much is in his stack. I check back, trying to be deceptive, and God knows what I'm doing. Anyways, the turn comes in 8, and now he throws out a small bet of $600. I don't know what he's repping at this point. I could certainly raise here with my overpair, expecting it to be the best hand, but once again, I slow play and call. I actually don't like this at all. But anyways, we're moving on to the river, which comes a queen. He goes into the tank now for a while and ends up starting with a check. Now, I don't know what that means. I actually have no idea what's happening in this hand. I'm completely lost, and welcome to the thoughts that's going on in my head. Anyways, I have aces and hoping he has like jacks or something, I assume. Who knows what he could have. I throw out $3,000 into the middle here, and then he decides to frustratingly fold, is what I have in my notes. I'll take this one down, but could I have one more? Probably. Do I think I messed up this hand with aces? Also, probably. But I'm going to take down the first hand of the night, and happy to scoop things up. All right, this second hand I'm going to go over. I didn't have footage because I'm technically not allowed to record. Yep, I'm actually not allowed to record this right now, but whatever. I have ace-10 offsuit, big hand that I wanted to go over. Ace-10 offsuit from like cutoff or hijack or something like that. I raise it up to $150 with the straddle on, and I get the small blind and straddle to call. So 3 ways to a flop of 8-5-3. 2 clubs, I believe. 8-5-3, 2 clubs. Action checks around. Turn 10, offsuit 10. Now the straddle bets out $100. I just have to make the call, and then the small blind check raises to $450. Not really fun, but here we are. The small blind check raises to $450. Straddler makes the call of $450, and here I'm sitting on the top pair, top kicker. I have the ace of spades and a red 10, so I'm going to call too, even though I don't really love it. Maybe someone just has a worse 10, someone has a flush draw. I beat some stuff. I make the call with 3 ways to a river, which is the ace of diamonds, so pretty much a break. Like 4-5 doesn't get there. That's not a hand. So yeah, I just win all the time, right? Anyways, small blind bets out like $12.50. That's not very fun. Straddler ends up folding, and here with top 2 pair, what do I really beat? I beat missed flush draws. So hoping he has that, I make the call, and my opponent shows pocket 3s, flopped set. That's gonna win. So yeah, I lose that one, unfortunately. And that's the update that I want to give you. I'm gonna go back to hopefully trying to get some table footage, but that's the hand I wanted to go over. Wasn't able to record it. Just lost like almost 2K. 1,600, that's being dramatic. Close to 2K though in that hand. So we're back. After the ace-10 hand, we pick up a premium. 6-4 of spades, baby. The good old suited gapper on the button. There's a $50 straddle. There's a cutoff raise to my right to 150. I, of course, standardly make the call with the premium here. The straddler calls as well. I mean, obviously not the best call with 6 high. Anyways, we're going 3 ways to a flop, which comes ace 3-3 to spades. have a flush draw on an ace high board. Let's just get there, right? The cutoff c-bets $250 into the middle. I think I have a very fair price to call with 2 spades and 2 spades on the board. So we see a turn heads up, which comes the 6 of clubs. Very interesting, giving me a pair plus my flush draw. Now I beat bluffs. I beat bluffs with a pair because I didn't beat bluffs before with a 6 high. He throws out $400. Pretty small bet in my opinion, I think, and definitely a price I'm happy to call, of course. So let's make the call for $400. The river comes a brick deuce of clubs. Very, very much a not interesting river card at all. So not sure what he could have, but my opponent throws $600 into the middle. It is such a small and friendly price. And here at this point, I don't think I'm ahead a lot of the time, but considering how big the pot is, I have a 6. And maybe he can be doing this with a king, queen, king, jack, random hands that don't want to bluff for a big size and is a little bit afraid. I don't know. Let's see what he's doing here. I make the call and he shows ace, jack. Winner to you, Mr. Ace Jack. I am the fish in this game, clearly, as I'm just donating money with 6 high preflop and donating it with a pair of 6s on the river. So nice to give some money back to the fellow people here at my table, but we're moving on with ace 8 offsuit. We're on the straddle. We're playing short-handed here, and there's a button raised to 150. Big blind makes the call for 150 here, and, I'm just not really into this whole calling thing anymore, Let's squeeze, and I make it pretty big. I make it $900. I don't think this is the best hand to do it with, Offsuit aces are pretty tough to play, but I'm here to give some action and splash, and for $900, the button ends up making the call after tanking for a while, so either he has a medium strength holding, or he has a very good hand that wanted to re-raise. Anyways, he makes the call, big blind folds. The button's got about $5,000 to $6,000 back in his stack, so we're going to go to a flop which comes queen, queen, 3 to hearts. Here, I actually start off with a check, something I actually don't like at all, but actually going to go check, check. Mainly, I thought that I could just kind of slow things down with ace high, because sometimes ace high is the good here a lot of the time. But here, I decided to go check, check, and we see the turn, which comes another queen. So this is actually quite interesting. If I'm checking hands like aces and kings, which I could be sometimes with this mindset, then they're basically the nuts. So I'm going to throw out $1,000 into the middle here with presumably a bluff. Ace high, I'm just trying to get smaller pocket pairs to fold that are full houses now. But for 1,000, he makes the call. So a little bit concerning. He has a couple hands he could have, certainly, like all of the better ace highs and all of the smaller pocket pairs. So trying to bluff him off on the river, which is a 5. Well, that doesn't change anything. And I'm going to go for it because I'm not one to back down on bluffs. Bluffing with ace high here, which is sometimes the best hand, but unlikely, I think, in this current situation with the read I have on this opponent. So I put them all in. It's somewhere between $4,000 to $5,000 total, repping very strong hands like aces and kings. And my opponent isn't happy about the all-in, which is a good start, but I need him to fold. And after a couple of moments, he does end up letting his cards go, which is amazing news, of course. So very nice to get this bluff through. Nice to find a good run out and have him fold. Obviously a better hand than mine because he wasn't going to hero call me with a worse ace high. That would be insane. So yeah, I'm going to win this one. And we're moving on to the next one where I actually don't have any table footage. So yeah, having trouble filming here in this specific session. We're going to go to see what happened real time. All right, this is part 2 of me sucking at my job as a content creator. While I am on a little dinner break because it's 10:30 p.m. Some chicken. You guys don't really care. All right, let's go over the hand because I missed it and it was a big one. I have 10 deuce of spades on the button. I raised to 150. The straddler calls. So we're going to a flop of king, 7, 4, 2 spades. Flopping the flush draw. It's nice. So I decided to bet half pot 150. Opponent calls. Turn bank ace of spades. This is probably when I should have started recording, but that's really a huge tell. If I hit a flush, then I immediately get my phone and record, so I decided not to. So I apologize. But I do have a flush, 10 high flush. My opponent checks. I decided to overbet to 750 because I have a good hand and I want to get money in the middle. He has $10,000 in his stack, so let's build the pot here. 750 he calls. So he calls it overbet, which is pretty sick. We're going to a river, which is a brick. Let's just say a brick. I actually don't recall. Wow, I don't recall. Anyways, my opponent checks one more time. I'm gonna blast because I have a good hand. I bet $2,500 and my opponent calls pretty quickly and I win. He had 8-7 of spades for another flush. Flush over flush. Crazy how my opponent didn't raise, but at least I overbet, so I got some money. Big pot happened. I'm up a good amount right now, and I'm bad at making content because I am having trouble recording. Not very good at it. But here I am having some dinner. Chicken nuggets. The life of a poker player. All right, let's get back into the game. You guys don't care about me eating. All right, update, fellas. Currently it is midnight, and I am sitting around some slot machines. Couple things I wanted to say. One, I got to talk with the poker room manager here, and you can't record at MGM Properties currently at the moment that I'm playing the session and recording this video. So after a talking to with the poker room manager, I am no longer able to record even this, like within the property, I guess, like no photos, no pictures or anything. So that's very unfortunate. So no more table footage moving forward, which is kind of annoying, but I still want to find a way to not scrap all this content and video, because right now the session's going pretty well, and I want to make content of that because I know you guys like love one, cash game videos. Two, I really enjoy showcasing this spot because this is literally where I like started my poker journey. Anyways, that's the update. Second update right now is that it's midnight, which means that Kevin Hart was advertised to be here. Currently nowhere to be found right now. So yeah, maybe I came out here for nothing, but really it's for the 10, 25, 50 game that we're playing, and so far I'm up, and that's the update I got. So I guess I'll try to do some like face cam footage of the hands. I know you guys don't love that as much as the table footage, but hands are tied right now and I don't want to throw this out, so that's all. Let's go over some hands that I wasn't able to get footage of. We're doing it real throwback style, so let's get into it. From the session, picking up Queen 10 offsuit, I'm in the hijack, and there's a low jack player who on my right who limps for 50 bucks. Naturally, with two Broadway cards, I raised up $200, and I get the small blind, big blind, straddler, the low jack limper, and the player from the button from table 32 across the room makes the call. All right, we've got 5 ways to a flop, which comes Queen 10, 7, 2 hearts, and a spade. The low jack player, lovely guy who limped, he leads out for $350. Top 2 pair, there's a flush draw, there's some straight draws. There's definitely some merit to raise right off the bat. But I think with top 2 pairs specifically, I'm going to like slow play and call. Even though there's a lot of people in the middle, I'm thinking while I'm like going over this commentary and how this hand played, I might have liked to raise better, but oh well. I call, and only the small blind calls. So we go from 5 ways to the flop to 3 ways to the turn, and it's the 4 of spades. Awesome. More draws in play. 5, 6, spades, all the stuff. And I still have top 2 pair, which feels like the nuts. The low jack player bets again, this time for $600, which is a really, really small bet given how big the pot has ballooned up to here. So I'm going to raise now. I'm certainly going to go for it because I've got to go for it. I have top 2 pair. Price is too good. I make it $2,000. The small blind player gets out of the way, and then the low jack calls. Let's go. He's got about I actually don't know how much money he has in front of his stack, but I think a good amount to play for. So we're going to go to a river, which comes a clean 7. Relatively not great, maybe, if he had like a 7 and a flush draw, but who knows. He checks over to me here, and I decide to throw out $5,000, about close to a pot-sized bet, close to it. And my opponent goes in the tank for a long time. So when he thinks about it for so long, then it's pretty obvious he's not going to be raising me. So I feel somewhat comfortable, right? You know, like trips or 7 would be raising. Anyways, he ends up folding. Sad, unfortunate, but I'll take down the pot here. Like, this session has been going pretty damn smooth, to be honest with you, just winning a lot of pots. And we're gonna go over the last interesting spot of the night, where I pick up Jack 9 offsuits in the cutoff, raise it up to $150, and I get the small blind, big blind, straddle to call. Theme of the session today: no one's folding to my raises, but I mean, to be fair, I'm not really playing great cards. So we're gonna go multi-way, and the flop is Ace 10 8. 2 hearts. When it's multi-way here, action checks over to me. Even though it's an ace high board, I'm open-ended. I decided to check because I feel like getting check raise here isn't really fun. But I do think I can bet this a lot, but I decided to check this time multi-way. Going to a turn, which I don't have table footage, but of course, Bink 7 of diamonds. I swear I'm not making this up. I just run super, super hot here at MGM Springfield. Anyways, the straddler, once I get there with the nuts, the straddler throws out a bet of $400. I mean, what's going on? I mean, everyone's just trying to give me money. Well, I'm actually next to act now, the straddled bet. So now I decide to raise it up to $1,500. What do you do with the nuts on a draw heavy board, multi-way? You raise. So make it $1,500. The small blind, big blind fold, get out of the way, and straddler gives me some freaking action. Let's go. He makes the call. And we're gonna go to a river. And the river is the 7 of Hearts. Very much not a fun card to see. Board is paired, which is not great. Flush draw gets there, which I don't love at all. So I lose the flushes, I lose the boats, and my opponent checks. And I'm thinking this over, like, can I even get value at all in this situation? And I think it's kind of tough. I think like my opponent is going to be folding one pair of aces a lot of the time, and he can call with only ace 10, ace 8, 10, 8, 2-pair stuff, but even 10-8 hates their life because now an ace beats them. So I think I have to vote for value, even though I really don't feel comfortable doing it in this spot. But like a straight to straight, and I throw out $2,000. And now my opponent is in the tank. And while he's thinking, once again, similar situation as last time, I want to get paid because it looks like he's not going to be raising at all. And it looks like he's going to be calling or folding. And end of the day, he does end up putting in a chip for a call. Thank goodness I finally get paid this time. I show the straight, and he shows ace 7. Ace 7. Boat. All right. I don't know what to do. He tank called. Good for my opponent. I lose $2,000, all due to myself. I think the river, I guess I can just check this back, which in hindsight would have been really, really cool if I checked and then like I just saw the boat and I didn't lose $2,000. Oh well, nice hand to my opponent. I'm gonna lose this one. Last interesting spot of the night. See, this isn't all rigged, all right? I didn't just talk about hands that I didn't have table footage of when I had the nuts, because this time I lost the spot. Anyways, we're gonna go to the outro. Once again, sorry for the no table footage. Doing the best I can with what I got, with the opportunities I got. So hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully for the people who watched this channel back in 2018, you like this little throwback with the face cam. Anyways, let's go to the outro. All right, wrapping up this video here. Unfortunately, no sighting of Kevin Hart. Makes sense. He's a busy guy, but, you know, still got to play some poker, come out to MGM Springfield while I'm home, and it's always a good time. So at the end of the day, shut up, car. Shut up. I'm not driving. Thank God. Anyways, end of the day, I was in the game for $25,000, and I cashed out for $30,075. So that's a profit. I did kind of blow it a little bit on the Jack 9 hand. So, you know, it could have been better, but, you know, lesson learned. Probably don't bet a very suspect straight when flushers and boats come in. But, yeah, that's how the day went. It's always nice to have a winning session, especially when I don't really play much cash games. So, anyways, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hit that like button. It's always much appreciated. See you next time. Peace.